So glad you're with us for this latest edition of the Broadway Show. I'm Tamsen Fadal, and it's going to be a good one, but it always is, especially now that Broadway is back. One of my favorites, Jenn earned her first Tony nomination in 2017 for her performance in Come From Away. But her incredible theater career goes a lot deeper than that. Paul's here with that interview.
Thanks, Tamsen. From quick closers to long runs to a Tony nomination, Jenn is a real Broadway pro. We hit the streets of the theater district to talk and walk through her resume. So Jenn, this is the Broadhurst Theater.
Yep.
Those doors, the stage door right there, this was where you made your Broadway debut.
Right here.
This is right here. I saw that.
Here.
That was Urban Cowboy.
Yes.
The musical. Sissy.
That's right. I got to ride a bull, start a bar fight.
You did.
I had two leading men. One was bad, one was good.
That's right.
Yeah.
Both very dashing.
Very dashing.
Very dashing men.
Yeah. Remember one of the slogans for Urban Cowboy was the best butts and biggest hearts on Broadway? Do you recall this?
I do now. That show didn't make it, but it was fun.
It was fun.
Whenever a show doesn't make it and there are two young actors in the lead roles, I always kind of worry about them. Like, how did that affect you, that your first show maybe had all that attention on it and then just didn't run?
Well, what's interesting is that I didn't even know that was a possibility, right? I signed a year contract, so when I came in after the opening night and everybody was kind of dour sitting on stage and having a meeting, I was like, what's wrong? Wasn't that a fun party? What's going on?
Do you still have the Urban Cowboy tattoo?
I do, absolutely.
You do, you have a tattoo.
Bam, bam, bam.
Schoenfeld Theater.
Right.
Hey, this show, I hear this show's good.
It's a good one.
This show is quite a big chunk of your life. Continues
indeed.
to be
That's right.
a big part of your life.
That's
Tony
right.
nomination.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thanks.
Beverly Bass, playing a real woman, and I met you with her, and she became a part of your life as well.
Indeed.
But Come From Away, this has really, when this show got to Broadway,
Yes.
I didn't know. I didn't know if it was going to find an audience, if it was going to make it.
We didn't either.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't, the name, right? Until
Right.
you know. If
Right.
you know, you know. Come From Away. There weren't any like huge stars in it,
Yeah.
right? And it, it has a heavy backdrop. But look what happened to it.
Amazing.
It's the little show that could and still does.
Yeah.
Easily the best show to take anyone that you know to.
It's very much an ensemble show.
Indeed.
But you got this amazing spotlight moment in this show, Me in the Sky.
That's right.
Which is a beautiful song that tells the story of Beverly Bass of being a pilot on 9/11.
Yeah.
Suddenly I'm in the cockpit. Suddenly I've got my wings.
What was it like to get center stage and have that moment every night?
Terrifying.
Yeah.
I like being part of the herd. I like being in the ensemble, so every time I had to step forward, it was scary.
Yeah.
The best part of that song is when the girls
Yeah.
step up behind me and I
Yeah.
know they're about to sing with me and I'm folded back into the ensemble. But stepping away from the herd, especially in a piece like this, felt really, really scary.
Not comfortable. Interesting.
Not very comfortable. Yeah, that's
know,
the truth.
That's the Imperial. That's an enormous theater, and you were in a little musical, High Fidelity.
Yes, that's
based
right.
on the movie.
Yes.
Didn't run.
Well, it did.
It didn't run. I mean, it's a fact.
That is a fact. It did run for 2 weeks.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I saw it.
It didn't run for a long time.
It was a modern rock musical.
It was awesome. The music was incredible. Yeah, it was super, super fun to do.
Was it sad that it closed?
It was super sad.
Yeah, I remember.
Because each new show, like, a lot of us were there from the beginning, so it takes years and years and years.
Yeah.
And then you have 2 weeks, and it's a gut punch. It's
Yeah.
just so shocking. But the cast album is
Amazing.
available, and it's dope.
The Richard Rodgers.
Yes.
You were not in Hamilton.
No,
You were in another show that ran here. This was the first show that had a
this
nice
show
run.
ran. Yes.
We were all cheering for you. You got
Thank
a nice run out of this
Thanks,
one.
buddy.
It was called If Then, and it ran because of
Idina Menzel.
Idina Menzel. But what was amazing about this show is that you were doing it out of town in Washington, D.C. when the movie Frozen came out.
That's right.
And literally, you were all with Idina when you saw her become Adele Dazeem.
Well, that's right.
And internationally,
It was
notorious
wild.
and her voice and
Yes.
they were pulling up that song. Isn't that
Yes,
crazy?
it was wild. I remember her coming into rehearsals early and being like, I just finished this Disney thing. I don't know how it's going to turn out. And it turned out to be
Disney
Frozen.
thing.
And we were like, it turned out okay for you.
So Idina played Elizabeth, Liz, Beth. There's all these different versions of
That's
her.
right.
That was sort of the idea of the show.
That's right.
You played Anne.
Yes.
But you also covered Idina Menzel.
I did.
You were like the second.
I was the secret second cover. It wasn't even in the program. Tom Kitt had asked me if I would play this role, and then he said, also, we might need you to be second cover for Idina. And I was like, put me in the game, coach. Of course, I'll never go on.
Picture it. I'm in my office one day and I hear, like, I got like a bat phone lit up. Jenn Colella is on as Elizabeth, and I booked over here and I got to see you. Is that the one time you went on?
One matinee.
That was amazing.
It's like a Wednesday matinee. I love that you were here.
Of course.
I love that you came. I was terrified because the first line of the show is meant to be a star line for Idina. She says, hey, it's me.
Right.
And the crowd goes nuts.
The crowd roars.
And I'm standing there waiting, and the lights come up, and I was like, hey, it's me.
You played Hedda Hopper.
I played Hedda Hopper.
At this theater.
That's right.
The Merrimer Theater in CHAPLIN.
CHAPLIN the musical.
I love CHAPLIN the musical.
I love CHAPLIN the musical.
It was so fantastic.
I agree with you wholeheartedly, yeah.
What?
I mean, to be clear, I've loved every show that I've ever done. It's the truth, regardless of whether or not they ran.
Yeah.
But this was a very, very special piece for many reasons.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Warren Carlyle designed something so gorgeous. It looked stunning. And then Rob McClure was absolutely breathtaking.
Who's now in Doubtfire the musical.
He's now in Doubtfire the
having a
musical,
big
which
moment.
I cannot wait to see.
So good.
And the entire cast was stunning, and it was my first like villain role.
Yeah.
So I got to be all like twisty mustache.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
The gossip maven of old Hollywood.
It was delightful.
Yeah, and you got to wear great costumes.
Great costumes, great
and you
hats.
got to talk dramatically.
I sure
and
did.
sing dramatically.
I sure did. Look here, see?
So when you look back on all of these theaters that we got to walk, starting with Sissy, you know, at the Broadhurst Theater,
Yes.
how does it feel to sort of look at your resume and see what you've been able to pull off and sort of maybe look at what's ahead? How do you feel?
It's very sweet. It's humbling and sweet. As a young kid growing up in South Carolina where there wasn't a lot of theater at the time, I didn't know that I would make it to Broadway at all. And to now have this opportunity to take this ride with you to these different theaters and to know that I've had the opportunity to play in more than one Broadway house is absolutely thrilling. It's an honor, every single one. Thank you for taking me on the ride.
Absolutely.
It was so fun.
I can't wait to see the next theater you'll be at.
Thank you, buddy.
And Jenn Colella will be heading back to the New York stage beginning March 10th in the world premiere musical Suffs at the Public Theater. The show brings to life a complicated chapter in America's history, the women's suffrage movement. Opening night set for April 6th.